everybody. Michael Allen Rose. These are plot twists for novels that I will never write. You see, the dog was mechanical all along. She never broke the window at all. The glass was poisoned. The truth is, you can't train a spider monkey to wash a car. The butler was already dead when the movie ended. Clam chowder doesn't contain any cardamom. They don't plant bonsai trees there because it's a baby nursery. The Prime Minister is the only one of us who eats enough bran to be the pooping bandit. But I don't come here to entertain tonight. I actually come here to inform. There's a problem plaguing us here in America, and since it's nearer election time again, I think it's important that we bring this up. No one's willing to talk about it. Party Wolves in My Skull is my newly published, non-fictional, true as anything else you've ever read, book about Norman Spooter and his battle with a skull full of party wolves. You read this and you're entertained. You think, oh, what happened to Norman could never happen to me. I'm an American. I have a family. I cut my grass on the weekends and shop at Aldi. No, it can happen to you. It can happen to your family. I'm here to tell you a few things about party wolves tonight that I hope will help you avoid party wolf infestation, because I am the world's leading expert on party wolf cranial infestation and migration patterns. Now, you may think, oh, party wolves in my skull, that's not a problem. I've never seen it happen to me. It can happen to you. Things you do not want inside your skull. This is a scientific bar graph I've created for tonight. Prunes. Don't want them in your skull. Racing cars. Don't want those in your skull. Moving up to deer ticks. See? Party wolves, all the way up here near the L's. The only thing higher than party wolves on this chart, terrorists. But we're talking about terrorists. People are concerned about terrorism. You hear anybody talking about party wolves? Is it on the news? No. Do you see it on CNN? Do you see it on Fox News? No, you don't. The last time something was published about party wolves was 1938. Hemingway's unfinished lupine novel, The Sun Rises for Wolves Who Bid Farewell to Old Bell Ringers, is presumed lost. The last time anybody even mentioned party wolves, 1938. Which means that the publication of Party Wolves in My Skull in 2011 represents a 100% increase in the mention of party wolves from the previous highest levels in 1938. Thank God somebody is finally talking about this. I'd also like to let you know that when party wolves do decide to move into your skull, the infestation location is really what matters. 75% of party wolf infestations are cranial. 75%. The smaller numbers, 9% end up in the genitals, and that's either gender. 8% end up in the liver. If you're an alcoholic, that's something of a talisman against it, but it doesn't necessarily. They are party wolves, so do the math. 4% end up in skin folds of varying kinds, and that can be any part really, depending on your general level of activity and athleticism. 3% end up in prosthetic limbs, which creates a variety of other problems. For example, they wear out a lot faster when they're full of stoned wolves playing poker. You have to go back to your doctor, get new legs, that's expensive. 1% go unreported. And that's another thing I'd like to talk to you about. When you have a party wolf infestation, sure, it's embarrassing. I mean, nobody likes to be infested with parasites, especially those who, drink all your beer and beat you in gambling games and things like that. But it's important, exactly. And we need to move past the shame. I want to share very quickly a short piece of my completely non-fictional, entirely true book. This is something that can happen to you. Now, Norman thought nothing would happen. He lost his eyeballs. If you read my book, you'll find out they actually rebelled against him, took off across the country. He decided he'd go after them, but he had a head full of party balls. Well, eventually it led to a very violent showdown with a walrus, and I won't explain how that happens, but it does happen. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about that and see exactly how bad his life gets in this book. The coyotes were scattered and broken. Zoe was missing. When Norman tried to peer through Hazel and Azul, his eyeballs, he saw nothing but blackness no matter how hard he concentrated. Only Norman and Walter, the walrus, both dirty and bruised, remained. "Get up!" Walter chuckled, lifting Norman by his neck with one huge flipper. You don't have opposable thumbs, Norman managed to squeak. "Taught myself to fold the membranes," Walter said. "People. You think you're safe at the top of the food chain because of your microwaves and speedboats and hair replacement treatments, but you have no idea what I'm capable of." The walrus flung Norman upside down into a pile of metal garbage cans. A series of scrapes and clangs became a symphony in his ears, drowning out Walter's laughter as Norman slid down the edge of a wall and landed with his back bent over one of the cans. Something leaked into his pants. It felt and smelled like coffee grounds mixed with cat urine. He tried to pull himself to his feet, but Walter was already mid-leap. Walter's vast bulk slammed down on Norman's upper body. Norman coughed, choked, and struggled as the walrus ground his enormous ass into his face and farted. "I can't breathe!" Norman gagged. "That ain't nothing, stick boy. When I'm done with you, your lungs will be stretched behind your spine and pulled over your head." The walrus reached around and with a flick of his flipper flung Norman out from under himself. Norman skidded through the garbage. "You interrupted my life, meat," Walter continued. "You took my contentment and flushed it." He reared back, wound up and whirled around, hammering his tail into Norman. The man flew across the street, bouncing off a mailbox. His exhausted muscles could barely move. Sharp pains radiated through them. At that moment, he regretted that he hadn't even been able to help Zoe, or even say goodbye. He was going to die alone, impaled on a tusk, beaten and humiliated by this Arctic behemoth. He hadn't even gotten his eyeballs back, and his first renters were lying around like discarded cadavers. It was all very depressing. If you take nothing else away from tonight, know the signs. Watch for party wolves entering and exiting your skull. That's pretty much it.